Hey Terry.
Hi guys, I'm starting to think I was living in a parallel universe tonight when I was listening to this show, that the amount of players that are linked to Rangers and the money would need to spend on wages to get them in. What part of a 10 million hole in the accounts does Mark Guidi and the rest of the panel not get?
I think Mark
we
Guidi
get
raised it. We do get it.
We get it, Terry,
Yeah.
but obviously you don't listen properly, Terry, otherwise you'd get exactly what we're saying. You obviously have a problem either listening or understanding, because I've made it absolutely clear tonight all during the show that we've linked Rangers with a number of players, but we've said they can't do anything unless they move players out. We've made that absolutely clear, and even the kind of players that we're mentioning, it's players that, are 100, 200 grand, maybe 500 grand, and 5, 6, 7, 8 grand a week. That's the kind of market we're talking about, but we've made it absolutely clear, Terry, so we don't have the problem I suggest that you do.
Well, maybe I wasn't listening clearly enough.
Well, you haven't been. It's not maybe. You definitely haven't been.
Yeah, okay then. What I would say is, if you're having a discussion like this, you got to look at the likelihood of actually Yelovich getting sold. When you consider in the last window, as far as I'm led to believe, there wasn't one single official offer made, and that's when the guy was playing well. They were asked to believe that when he's not playing well, there's even more money going to be offered. And Steve Davis comes into the same category as well. No, those are the two players off-sighted that are going to be sold, and from the potential 7 or 8 million that those two might generate, you might get an actual Nova and a Chris Boyd and a David Goodwillie, a Taddy, a MacArthur, a Black, a Shields, a Morris, a St Taz, a Guy Falkirk, blah de blah. And also to listen to you talking about the tax case, and that the tax man might be quite happy to accept 5 or 6 million. Where did you pull that one from? Because as far as I'm aware, Rangers offered £11 million out of court last January, and it was knocked back, and we're now a year later, and I don't think the tax man, contrary to what you said, he's only had a 5% success rate. I think that's in cases where there's maybe image rights been involved. This is a different kettle of fish. So I'd like you to expand on that for me that doesn't listen very much.
Well, in terms of 5%, that's what I've been told by a financial analyst. Now, I don't know about that, Terry. I'm taking that as good information. It might be wrong, and if it's wrong, I apologise. In terms of 11 million, where are you getting your information from on that? Because I've never read that, and that's never come out, A, from either the tax people or B, from Rangers, so you can open up on that one for us and enlighten us.
Rangers tax blog.
It's what? Rangers
tax case blog. That's where I read it.
Well, I've never heard about that one at all, Terry. Absolutely news to me.
Maybe you should read it then.
I'm not
Mark's not a big fan of
with
websites.
No, but the main point I was trying to make tonight is there seems to be this, whenever Rangers suffer a defeat, there's this let's look how we can make them feel better about themselves, link them with players. The only guy actually, and fair play to him, John Ficukadens of Springburn, that comes on this show, he asks more pointy questions than any of the panellists ever do. It's always a case, and nobody ever says, wait a minute here, Rangers are more likely, the likely scenario is Rangers won't sell Yelovich, and then we'll be sold to one, or Craig White, what a guy, hanging on to our best players. Or even if he is sold, you'll be talking about a cheap option, one player or a loan player.
That's what I've been saying, Terry. That's what I've been saying all night, and I've said it not that long ago, Terry. Terry, there has been, Terry. You need to, there's no agenda here on the panel, and we do make points, and actually we're not here to ask questions, we're here to give answers to your questions. That's the way we operate. And I've said that, Rangers, this notion of getting 10 million quid, they've no chance. They're pricing themselves at the market if they want to, and they are wanting to raise money for Yelovich, so there's not a chance that they're going to get anywhere near 10 million quid, and I've said that. But this is not about trying to make Rangers feel good. And the Rangers fans that are coming on, and I agree with you, including John from Cowcaddens, who's a passionate Rangers fan and talks a lot of sense. Do you think the Rangers fans are really excited? Do you think we're doing the club a favour or trying to talk them up by linking them with some of these names that we've mentioned tonight?
Oh, but I think to even say it as a realistic prospect that Yelovich is getting sold, I don't think he'll get sold.
No, we don't know
That's
that.
your opinion,
We don't
Terry.
know that, Terry. I think he will be sold. I think he will be sold, but certainly not at the 10 million quid. Absolutely no chance.
Oh, the club that are heavily linked to him, QPR, have already distanced themselves from him. Neil Warnock says the only reason he'd heard the Yelovich is because he knows Stuart McCall.
No.
Where does that leave the QPR?
Do you speak to Neil Warnock, Terry? Do you know Neil Warnock? Have you spoken to him recently?
No, I haven't, no.
Right, well, your information's wrong then.
So QPR are going to sign him then?
I never said they're going to sign him, but you're wrong to say that that Neil Warnock has distanced himself from it. You're 100% wrong to say that.
Oh, that's
and they are certainly interested, Terry. They are certainly interested.
You're wrong, Terry. So we've given you information.
Well,
you're wrong.
Thank you, Terry.